Alex Eala just walked onto the grass of the All England Club, the most famous tennis venue in the entire world, and absolutely dismantled Renata Zarazua 6-1, 6-2 in 1 hour and 17 minutes. First ever Wimbledon main draw win. 22 winners. 16 from 21 at the net. A forehand winner to seal it. And a Filipino crowd in the stands going absolutely wild. She did it. Let me walk you through this match properly. Every game, every moment, because Alex Eala was sensational today, and she deserves every single second of this breakdown. Chapter 1. From the very first point from the very first game, you could tell this was going to be a statement. Eala stepped onto that Wimbledon court not like a player hoping to win, like a player who knew she was going to win. The seeded player, the first seeded Filipina in the entire history of the championships, just let that settle, came out swinging. She broke Zarazua's serve in the second game, held comfortably in the third, broke again in the fifth game for a 3-1 lead that already felt like it could become a great deal more before the set was done. But here's the moment in the first set that I want to highlight, because this is the one that showed you everything about Alex Eala's character. In the sixth game, she surged to a 40-0 lead. Triple break point. 3 chances to go 4-1 up and essentially put the set to bed. And Zarazua, to her enormous credit, fought back. She saved those break points and clawed all the way back to deuce. Multiple deuces. A lengthy, grinding game that could have flipped the momentum entirely if Eala had let it get to her head. She did not let it. She fought through every single deuce. Found the break eventually. Went up 4-1, then 5-1. And then serving for the set, Zarazua put up one final fight, taking a 40-30 lead, trying to extend the game, trying to manufacture something out of nothing. Eala responded by winning the next 3 points in a row, and punctuated the set with a forehand winner that landed right on the line. A 6-1, the Filipino crowd erupted. You could hear them from everywhere. Chapter 2, the second set. Even more impressive, the second set picked up right where the first left off, which, if anything, was even more impressive. After winning a first set 6-1, the natural human tendency is to let the foot off the gas slightly, to breathe, to let the moment sink in, to coast just a little bit on the momentum you've built. Alex Eala did the opposite. She broke in the very first game of the second set, backed it up with a hold for a 2-0 lead, and just kept going. 3 straight games reeled off for a 5-1 advantage that put the match completely and utterly out of reach. Zarazua held to love in the 7th game, and I want to give her a moment here because she didn't just roll over. She kept competing. She breathed life into what was becoming an impossible situation, pulled it back to 5-2 and forced Eala to serve it out. Eala served it out without a shiver. Zarazua sent 2 consecutive attack errors into the net, gifting Eala a 40-15 lead, 2 match points. And then came the forehand winner. Clean. Aggressive. Exactly the shot she has been hitting all grass season. Match over. 6-1, 6-2. Done. 1 hour and 17 minutes. Chapter 3. The numbers that tell the real story. Now, let's talk about the numbers. Because the stat that I cannot stop thinking about is this one. 16 from 21 at the net. 16 out of 21 net approaches won. That is 76%. On the grass at Wimbledon. In the first round. Against a player who herself has Grand Slam match experience. That net game is one of the most underrated parts of what makes Alex Eala so genuinely dangerous on this surface. She doesn't just stay back and trade from the baseline. She attacks. She comes forward. She takes the net. And she finishes. That is genuine grass court intelligence, not just power. Not just flat ball striking. But the tactical awareness to know when the rally is there for the taking and the technical ability to execute under pressure. Think about what that net approach number means in the bigger picture of how Eala has built her game on grass this summer. In Birmingham, she came forward constantly. In Berlin, she used the net to finish off points against Rybakina and Ostapenko, 2 of the best baseliners on the entire tour. When the low bounce and fast pace of Wimbledon grass gave her an opportunity to attack, Eala's instinct wasn't to play it safe. It was to go forward. And it worked 16 out of 21 times. That is elite grass court tennis. And 22 winners total. 22 outright balls that Zarazua simply could not get a racket on. That is the kind of offensive output that should make everyone in the second half of this draw at least a little nervous about what is coming. Chapter 4. The Crowd and the Crowd. Oh, the crowd. There was a partisan Filipino contingent at the All England Club today. And they were loud. Every winner was cheered. Every hold was celebrated. Every break point was a full stadium moment. This is what it looks like when a country sends one of its own to the biggest stage in tennis, for the second time, but this time as a seeded player. This time as a genuine contender. This time knowing she belongs. The crowd felt it. Ella felt it. And honestly, watching the celebration at the end, that pure, unfiltered, completely unrehearsed joy, I felt it too. Chapter 5. The match point that said everything. I also want to take a moment on how she closed this match. Because it matters. She closed it with a forehand winner. She didn't sit back. She didn't try to manage the moment or wait for an error or play it safe when the trophy was within reach. She stepped in, took a full aggressive swing, and hit a winner on match point on the grass of the All England Club in front of a crowd wearing her colors. That is the personality of this player. She goes for it when it matters most. That is the same energy that produced back-to-back aces when she was serving out the match against Vekic in Berlin. She does not shrink in the big moments. She expands. This was her first ever main draw win at Wimbledon. Her second Grand Slam main draw victory of her entire career after a first-round win at the US Open last year. And she got it with one of the most commanding performances you will see in a first-round match. Not grinding. Not surviving. Not scraping through. Dominating. A 29th seed, playing like she belongs in the top 10 on this surface. Chapter 6. Credit where it is due. One more thing that absolutely deserves to be said. Zarazua was not some pushover today. She has made it to the second round of Wimbledon before. She has Wimbledon experience. She had beaten Ella in their only previous meeting, an ITF match in 2024. And they know each other well. They were doubles partners at Roland Garros last year. This was not a mismatch on paper. This was a legitimate opponent who had done it at this level before. And Ella made it look like a mismatch. That is the current level of Alex Eala on grass. Let that land. Chapter 7. The doubles campaign, and the doubles campaign is running alongside all of this too. She is partnered with Nicola Bardunkova. Yes, the same Bardunkova she beat in the Birmingham final just 3 weeks ago. Now, they are teammates at Wimbledon. And they open against Yelena Ostapenko and Sofia Kenin. Ostapenko is a Grand Slam champion and one of the most dangerous doubles players on the entire tour. Kenin reached the Wimbledon doubles quarterfinals just last year. That is going to be a genuine test. But Ella has been thriving on big stages all grass season long. And the doubles only gives her more court time, more match practice, more feel for the Wimbledon surface as the week progresses. Every match she plays here makes her sharper. Every point adds to the rhythm she has been building since Birmingham. Chapter 8. What comes next? Now the second round. Serena Williams. The 23-time Grand Slam champion. 7-time Wimbledon winner. The greatest of all time. Playing in her comeback singles match right now. Or Maya Joint, last year's Eastbourne Open champion, if Joint pulls the upset. Either way, it is one of the most exciting second-round matches in the entire Wimbledon women's draw. And Alex Eala will be ready for whoever comes through. If it is Serena, it is one of the most iconic possible matchups in the entire tournament. A returning legend against the first Filipino ever seeded at a Grand Slam. The kind of match that gets written about for decades. If it is Joint, it is a player Ella has every reason to believe she can beat. A player she has already faced in the Eastbourne final. A player she knows well and whose game holds no mysteries. Either way, Ella goes into that second round with a 10-3 grass record this season. 22 winners today. A crowd that loves her and grows louder with every match. And a game that is firing on every single cylinder. I am not missing it. And neither should you. Closing. Your turn, so here is your question for today. 2 things I want from you in the comments. First, were you watching live when she sealed it with that forehand winner? Tell me exactly where you were and what your reaction was in that moment. I want to know. And second, Serena or Joint. Who do you want Alex to face in the second round? Drop both answers below. I want to see this comment section absolutely packed with the Filipino army that has been right about this story from the very beginning. If you are not subscribed yet, Alex Eala's second round at Wimbledon is coming in the next 2 days. We are covering every single match in full detail, every game, every stat, every moment that matters. Hit subscribe right now. This is the best time to be an Eala fan. Let's go.